Hello, fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, and you might be wondering, is that the inside of a house? Why am I not outdoors? And that's because sometimes you just need to chill inside and take a day to yourself. That being said, we have a ton of leaks today, everything from like new Illuminate enemies to weird city names that are Welsh. It's all very confusing. We're gonna go over all that though, but without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. Well, fellow Helldivers, the last few weeks have been some of the most interesting times for, well, Helldivers too. You know, we've got the Terminus having their major cities now, and the Illuminate have new environments which look absolutely awesome as we have new major orders to go directly against them. All that being said, Iron Sights let us know that it isn't going to be ending there. The Illuminate are going to be getting a ton of new stuff. We saw these posted the other day in a video I did where they have a bunch of new units that he showed us on his Discord. There's the Cultist Warp Gate, the Xenobite Cultist, the Outcast Cultist, the Zealot Cultist, the Magus Adept Cultist, and the Illusionist Cultist. There's obviously a lot of new enemy units going in there, but then on Twitter, he gave us some public information about some other two units that we're going to go over real quick. One is going to be the Observer. He said he doesn't have too much info about this little guy, but he thought it was worth posting. It's likely part of the cultist units, but he's not sure. It cannot aim his beam properly. Don't worry, I have the same issue when I go to the bathroom sometimes. So it randomly sways around in your general direction. He patrols around the map, and we get a couple of images here. In the first one, it's pretty cool. He's got a giant beam, the one that he can't apparently aim. In the second image, you can see the definite squid appearance. It actually probably looks more like a squid than I think almost any other unit. And number three, it isn't as well textured, but we can kind of see the shadow / darkened version of it. And in number four, we see a Helldiver against it, showing that it is a little bit larger than our average Helldiver. There is also going to be a possible Sentinel unit. He let us know about the leak of the Sentinel units. These are a little bit different than the current ones that we have, the Harvesters in game. This would be the Cultist alternative to the Harvester, much weaker, but it moves faster and has more powerful abilities. At long range, the tripod can fire a Death Ball, which is a homing projectile, and if you've been having an annoyance with the Leviathans, I can only imagine how powerful and annoying this would be. In the first image, we can actually see its blast right here. It doesn't look that much different from a Harvester, but maybe I'm just not very good at comparing them. In the second one, we can see it still has its shield. It does, I guess, look a little bit smaller and not as tall. In the fourth image, we can see a better comparison against the Helldiver while the beam gets ready to charge up. And in the last one, we can actually see the beam firing, but also just like that other Observer that can't aim properly, this thing seems to have the same malfunction. Now, along with that, he did let us know about some really other interesting / mundane stuff. There's apparently a new city that's been added to Crimsica, and I'll try to pronounce it right now. It's Luffenfair Plugugan Hiben Willy Sliogog II. I know someone in the YouTube comment section is going to make fun of my pronunciation, but apparently it's a reference to an actual city in Wales which shares the same name. For all you UK Helldivers out there, I gotta be honest, how many pints were you guys drinking when you named that city? That being said, that's just something you're going to want to be aware of. There was also something put out on Discord the other day. It's a Coretta Kelly broadcast that has audio that shows some pretty interesting stuff that could happen in the near future. Probably not, because we did defend Super Earth, but the audio is pretty interesting nonetheless. I'll go ahead and play it right now. You are once again going to have to watch my visual gameplay, which is pretty mundane. That's just due to the fact that unfortunately there's no visual for this. It's just the Coretta Kelly audio.
Freedom's greetings. I'm Coretta Kelly. The Ministry of Defense reports that a new seat of managed democracy has been established. The name of the planet has been distributed in secure channels. The planet will be the temporary capital of the Federation and headquarters of High Command until Super Earth is reclaimed. Super Earth refugees have been resettled on the same planet. And some uplifting news, the first managed vote since the loss of Super Earth took place earlier today. Citizens successfully passed a measure swearing eternal vengeance against the Illuminate for their unforgivable transgressions. From this new headquarters, High Command will direct the Helldiver campaign to reclaim Super Earth. That's Liberty's latest. I'm Coretta Kelly.
So that's a ton of new stuff coming in with the Illuminate and different unit types. It looks really fascinating, but with all the unit types, we're going to need some new weaponry to actually fight against that. And today, we're going to talk about some stuff in the data mine files that could be potential weapons coming up that the dev team has been working on. So let's dive into it. First, I do want to go over something that was recently mentioned about mech suits by the developers. On our Discord message, Cephs actually went ahead and said, in response, please tell me you guys got anything cooking for our mechs. We've got something in the oven for Mechs, nothing too crazy though, so manage your expectations. And well, that wasn't giving us too much information. That being said, not too long ago, right around the time of Liberty Day, there was a new mech file found in the game, and this is a model of one for Helldivers 2, and it features the stratagem launcher on the top right shoulder. This would be a upgrade to mech so that we can go ahead and fire off stratagems while still in the suit and not have to get out. It also was something that was featured in Helldivers 1, as you can see right here. So I would imagine that, well, we probably won't see a big buff to mechs to make them much stronger or more powerful. They're probably going to add in more utility, very much like that stratagem launcher, to go ahead and actually make it so that it's a bit more streamlined and fun to use them. That being said, we don't have any concrete wordage on what exactly they said to be buffed and nerfed for that, so we will have to keep our eyes peeled for a future update that releases that. That being said, like I wanted to go over today, we're going to be talking about weaponry. The other day on the Helldivers Discord leak section, there was a user known as Blockio who went ahead and compiled a list of all upcoming weapons, and he went ahead and put it into one spot so we could go ahead and take a look at all of them, and there's some pretty interesting stuff. So currently in the files, these are what you can be expecting to see possibly in the near future. One is the AR-20L Justice. Currently, the way to unlock it is unknown, but it is a high caliber rifle with damage and penetration. Now, along with that, there's one very interesting, and this is probably going to be a problem against the Terminids, or at least, for them, not us, and that is the SG-225BB Breaker Bug Biter, and it's a heavier version of the Breaker shotgun with higher damage at the cost of recoil and maneuverability. We can also be looking forward to another one called the SG-225NS Breaker Nail Splitter, and this is a modified breaker shotgun offering improved armor penetration, accuracy, with exceptionally high levels of recoil. It'll be interesting to see how that one works. The other one he showed us was the AR-48 Truth Whisperer, which is a silenced assault rifle, which is interesting, with a built-in suppressor that won't alert distant targets to the user's position. It kind of makes you wonder if some of those stuff found in the game files with suppressors is just stuff that the dev team uses. There were some other things found. There was, like, for instance, the Primal Sniper shown right here that is supposed to be part of the Primal War Bond. Unfortunately, we don't know if the Primal War Bond was scrapped. It also had a pistol as well, but there's been no new word on that in quite some time. We've also talked about this a lot in the past on this channel, but there are many multiple ammo round types Arrowhead has or had planned in the past that you can see here. Along with that, there are weapon parts. Keep in mind, these simply could be weapon engine parts. Tier 5 let us know to make new weapons. However, they have atomic variants and Senator barrel variants, which are pretty interesting. We haven't actually seen that in the game before. And right here is an icon where you can see the different ammunition variants. So overall, I do hope this is something that comes into the game. Along with that, there are going to be stratagems and tac packs. He let us know that there's going to be this medical pack right here, which is a stim variant of the supply pack. Along with that, there's going to be a displacer pack that teleports you away from incoming lethal damage. Carpet bombs, which we've definitely gone over on this channel before. It's a wide range Razmot with an entire area of 200 kilogram bombs. Also a 10,000 kilogram atomic bomb, which can wipe out an entire large nest in one shot. However, you're going to die with it unless you get really far really fast. Let me know down below, what are your guys' thoughts on all the leaks you saw in this video today, and also what are you hoping comes in next for Helldivers 2. Also, don't forget to check out this video right here where I cover more news and information on the game on the daily, and until next time everyone, thanks for stopping by. Keep spreading managed democracy.